Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and do Chapter 1, Lesson 2 tonight. 40-some slides. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of eliminate it to a slide. And then you guys can remind me that tomorrow we will finish up. Okay? We'll finish up tomorrow. But for today, do Lesson 2. Lesson 2. Let's see. So now I'm going to get my game on. We're going to do Chapter 1, Lesson 2. There's a lot of slides, so we're going to eliminate it here, kind of. And we're going to do 20 of, these. We're going to do 20 right now. What am I going to do the first 20? So why don't we take a look at one. Okay, so here it is. All right, Lesson 2, where the bridge leads from the 8th floor of Montefiore. Today our basing is going to begin right here at the bridge connecting from UPMC Montefiore, which you did yesterday, to the Ioneer Institute and UPMC Presbyterian. It doesn't go to Scaff Hall or Falk Clinic, but it's on the same floor, Scaff Hall. But the thing is, the thing is, the bridge doesn't go as far as, it only goes as far as UPMC Presbyterian's main lobby entrance. So, okay, so we're going to get on the bank of main elevators here, UPMC Presbyterian, and our base is going to start on floor 3, and either end at point 1 or point 11. One end at point 4 or point 12, because this is a little different than Montefiore, because your point would end at 1 or 11, not 4 or 11, because there are lower floors here. Your basing starts on 3 if you're in Montefiore. But there are some other pen points as well, such as Scaff Hall starting on the 3rd floor at either point 1 or point 12. 4 is your basing. That's the main lobby. And the Ioneer Institute would start on floor 3 and end at point 1 or point 11. I forgot to put 4 in there, but it could either be 3 or 4. And then the parking garage as well would be a basing. Floor 4. I think it's 4 or 5. That's the parking garage level of the Ioneer Institute. There's only one elevator that goes to that parking garage basing. Elevator services are at your service. Now you see here we have some good old service elevators. You have some good old freight elevators here. Not the ones with PLA doors, just some regular ones. We see the F freight car on the left, and then we see the DU car in the middle. We see the F transport car in the 3rd picture, and we see the B freight elevator in the we see the B cars on the last picture. Okay? What you just saw is the theme of each service freight car. Now each car has one important job, and their job is to transport. Now, not all of these cars are located in areas where you're not supposed to be. They're all in public areas, so you may be able to consider them as public for a little bit. So those are actually public, believe it or not. They may not be public, but they're in public areas, so you could say that they are kind of Public, right? I see visitors using the associate elevators, as those are the Houghton ones, in Montefiore. You know, same story. Okay, question 1. Looking at the service elevators on the outside, what are the differences between the F and D cars and the B and FT cars? So, the answer is basically the styles. Okay, the styles, not the touches, the styles. The styles, their setting, their theme, right? Okay, now we're going to make our way back to Scaff Hall, and then we'll come back to Presbyterian in a little bit. But right now, we got some good old Westinghouse. We have a good old Westinghouse system right at the end of our fingertips. Pictures here. Picture 5 shows the main elevators. Picture 6 shows the good old freight elevator. Picture 7 shows the escalators. And you know what? This is a great system. It may have been modded, but it's still a great system. Okay? So, now I know the freight elevator may not be interesting because it has Adam's pictures. Looking at the main elevators, you've got the original Westinghouse call lanterns, and you have the touch buttons as well. Now look at those escalators. Those escalators are really interesting. But speaking of escalators, we're going to get right into the escalators right now. Now we all know that there are some areas in UPMC Presbyterian that have escalators. Sure, we can see a picture of the UPMC Presbyterian's Victoria Building escalator. Okay, so if you look at that picture right there, that is a picture. That is a Houghton escalator right there. A Houghton escalator. Okay, a Houghton escalator. We're on 11, right? So that's a Houghton escalator. Right here. Okay. Question 2. What brand do you think the escalators in the Victoria building are? Now listen. Remember, guys, you're going to have to answer these questions after we do lesson 3 tomorrow. After we finish this up tomorrow, we're going to probably do lesson 3, which is really short. And then we'll probably go over all the questions. Okay? Then you'll have your test on Tuesday or Wednesday next week. I'll let you guys know, though, what we're going to do. Okay? And the answer is Houghton. Wait, we'll do that another time. All right. Moving on. We're walking in Patrick Ness's footsteps. Get a stink. He put a video of these elevators in December of 2008. And under Presbyterian elevator, Presby Hospital. Here are the elevators that he filmed. He didn't film any other ones. He only filmed these ones, shown in the picture below. Okay? So these are the ones he filmed. By looking at pictures 9 and 10, you probably remember those. You probably remember those elevators that Patrick Ness that he filmed way back in December of 2008. Now here's the question: are they the same from when he filmed them back in 2008? Well, the only way to see is if they change to find out. The only way to find out is to look at pictures 11 and 12. Picture of the main elevator's cab, and we also get a picture of Scaff Hall's main elevator cab. So by looking at these pictures, have they changed? I think they have. I think they put in new walls and new ceilings and new flooring. Remember when they used to have the gray walls in the main elevators? They had the blue walls in the Scaff Hall elevators, and they had that concrete floor, and they had that weird tile elevators at Presby. But guess what? 2 years later, it's this, or 4 years later, it's this. They remodeled that hospital along with remodeling the elevator cabs. But has it changed the touch a bit? No. So just because the style has changed doesn't mean the touches have changed. Keep that in mind, okay? All right, moving on to ADA matters. Now, when we have the test, this is going to be part of the test. You're going to have to explain what the ADA panels are for. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the main cars panel, the express cars panel, and the E and F cars panel, the ADA panel. Now you're probably thinking they look the same, but the lighting and there's a 12th and 13th floor on the um uh on the other one, other one. And yeah, you guys do have a good point. You guys have a good point. It's a truth, actually. Okay? By looking at these elevator panels, you probably notice that all these elevators here have been redone. I'm going to say this much, and you're going to find it out too later. Now look at these panels. Do these panels look any... Do these two panels look different from the other panels? Yes, they do. They do. This has Adams, and that has ADA. It's called ADA. But I never heard of it before. It's called... Because maybe you didn't learn about it yet, and that's what we're probably going to be doing after the test next week. We're going to get right into Chapter 2, which is ADA. Wait. No, we're supposed to do Trinity East next week. I think. Or no, the Cathedral of Learning's next. We're doing one lesson for the Cathedral of Learning. I don't know if I want to do that. Or no, wait, there's 2 lessons. Never mind, we'll just see what's going on next week. So why do you think there is an ADA panel inside most of the passenger cars of UPMC Presbyterian? Well, if you're wondering why, this is why. Okay, this is why there's an ADA panel most of the passenger cars of UPMC Presbyterian. There are people that have disabilities, wheelchairs, stuff like that, stretchers, patient transport car in the F-Wing has an ADA panel. Maybe that's public too. Transport, maybe it is public as well. You never know. Okay. All right, so now we're moving on to the 13th mystery. This is when I put I. I'm not going to edit it though. But you probably saw the express car ADA panel and saw the secret 13th floor. Where do you think it leads to, and what does the elevator car look like? Here's the elevator car. This is the express car. It's been redone as well. There's a panel. There's 1 to 11. Now the S floor. Oh yeah, that's another one we're going to do. We're going to do, I think lesson 4 is a short lesson, and it's going to involve that S floor. Okay. So there's the elevators on the 13th floor. And here's the elevator in the middle. That's the elevator cab, of course. Marble floor, ceiling, and those walls, and then we have that. The panel, of course. Okay, and then the question is, we want to know what the differences are between the express cars and all the other cars in the main hospital, which includes the service freight. And here's the differences. A few of them may go to 12, but they all don't go to 13. There's only 2 of them that go to 13. Okay? All right, so then we have the F car. All right, we have the F car next with this panel and cab. Adams again. And this is where you probably think, gee, these elevators here are kind of boring because they all have the same cabs and the same fixtures, right? But don't give up yet. The wing yet, or the B wing, or the Fall Clinic, or the Biomedical Science Tower, the Ioneer Institute, which the Victoria Building. You don't leave until you find out, until you explore some more. Okay, most of the areas are public here too, except for the areas that are like cardiac cath lab and surgery areas. Of course, it isn't a public. I don't want to take any chances. I know there's a couple of elevators back there, but it's not worth it. Here are the D elevators. Now, you probably saw the freight elevator, of course. It's on the other side of these. I will show you guys the map really quick. What slide are we on? You know what? I think we'll just go ahead and do it all. We'll just do it all, okay? We're at the D wing. We're just going to do it all this time. So, oh, okay. There are your fixtures. All right. The question I forgot to add on there was this. If you watched the video, you probably know that these are 400 days, right? And I am going to add that question to the test, okay? All right. When we go over when we go over these lessons, we'll go over the tests. We'll go over it in more, and we'll go over some more stuff. Okay, this is just like, for now, no, this is just, kind of like, it's kind of like getting to know them. Okay, all right, but we all know they're 400A. I thought there are five, but they aren't. Five one day. So question 6 is, are there any differences between the D cars and all the other cars? If so, name one. Note. Now listen, there are some differences between the other ones. There are some differences between the other ones, okay? Between these ones. All right? You can say the ceiling, the cabs have not been updated. It does have the the marble. They all have the marble floor, but they don't have the same fixtures, and not all of them are 400A, right? And not all of them have painted doors. So all the other ones have stainless steel doors or Adams fixtures. You know what I mean? Or ADA. These ones don't. So these are more considered like, maybe older or new. Well, older maybe, or maybe just didn't. Maybe these are not ADA elevators, right? Okay. Now that you now, okay. Now, on the D elevators, now we're going to move on to the B wing, where we have a special surprise. Now, it's not going to be old, but it will be a little newer, though, from the 90s. Right here, we have the B elevators. And guess what? They're Westinghouse. Similar to the ones at Scaff Hall, except for the call stations, and they're much newer. And, they have the same touches on the inside, but not on the outside. And their styles not the same. But we look at all these pictures here, we can see the call station, the doors. We saw the staff elevators, which we're not going to do those. These ones are public too. The back view and the panel inside. Okay. Now here's a question. Okay. Here's a question. Now look at that. Look at the panel. We have 1R, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, and 11. Now let me ask you guys this. Are there any similarities from the express elevators to the B elevators? I believe there are. Certain floors like the express elevators. I may have not added the sign in there, but when we go to do the test next week, the sign will be there. And you'll be able to use the pictures to help you on the test. So we'll actually study on Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll take the test Wednesday. Okay, we'll try and take the test Wednesday. Okay, I'll let you guys know though. All right. So that's number 7. Now, number 8 is what is interesting about the first floors. The floor layout. 1R is not a public floor. Or no, 1R is a public floor. No, wait, let me go back here. Hold on. 1R is the main entrance. 1 is a loading dock. Now, that's a funny layout. These probably were not public elevators at one time, and they probably converted them to public, but made the first floor not so public. It even says on the buttons, right next to the buttons, it says yes and no for 1. Why? Because 1 is not a public floor. That's the loading dock. And I hate to say this, guys, but I think those are the freight elevators. I don't think there's any freight elevators with PLA doors. I'm not going to go looking because that's wrong. Right? But I think those are the freight elevators. Okay? All right. Okay, we're moving on. Restrictions of a tower. We now make our way back across the bridge and stop here at the Ioneer Institute to only find this. We find out that they're only open at certain times. And if we look at the pictures here, we can see that they're old Dovers. So finally, something different, huh? Than all the other ones, right? Atoms or Schiller MPH2 traction or MPH1 traction. Something that's actually original. It'd be nice to ride them on the weekend, but we can't because here's why. Because if we look at the hours of these elevators, they're only opened on weekdays, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. On the weekends, they're what? They're closed, right? On weekends and holidays. Okay? And there's something special about these elevators. They're Dovers. They're original Dovers, of course. That's so special about them, you know? I rode them in 2010 and they were old Dover. The fixtures on the outside, you may think, oh, well, look. The fixtures here on the outside mean that the inside's been modernized. Wrong! A week. And I'd have until 7 p.m. to try and get into them. And I hope to do that one day this year. It's one of my New Year's resolutions to be able to ride those elevators again. May 19, 2010, that was 7 years ago. I hope to do that again soon, but not too soon. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Now, we're going down on the E-elevators, which are not in this live stream here. It will be in the next one, though. Because it is, like, we're going to do some bonus stuff as well before we take the test. And don't worry, guys. We will get time now, guys, to kind of study and look over some bonuses as well. Remember, again, you can use your notes and pictures on this test. Okay, I'm going to put for each of the questions, all right? So anyways, we're going down on the E elevators down to, oh, and also, guys, listen. When you're taking this test, you're also going to have a little hint with the picture. Okay, you're going to have a little hint. It's going to tell you, it's going to kind of help you with the answer, okay? Now, if you don't see a hint, then you know it's going to be pretty simple then, right? And it's even going to be a tricky one too, so keep that in mind. But you don't really have to worry until like Wednesday or Thursday. But I'll let you guys know when we're going to do it, okay? On the review day, I'll let you guys know when we're going to do it, okay? All right. So we're going on the E elevators down to the ground, or to the fall clinic to only find this here, and thought, man, this was a total ripoff. Just across the tunnel to ride this. But you don't leave yet until you see the inside and look at the directory. I see a 6. I see a 4 in there and an S1. Okay? Now, listen. Because, that's right, it's a 400-day surprise. Because there's all those floors. There's like, what, 10 floors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's actually 11 floors in the fall clinic. And you know what? If it's 11 floors, can it be hydraulic? No. It has to be traction, overhead or MRL. I don't know what they are. All right? I don't know what they are. Next time, I'm going to go in depth on them. I don't know what it's going to be when I'm going to be there next time, by the way, but next time, I'll kind of like go in depth on them. 400 days or not. And then we'll get together and discuss them when I get back. Okay, so number 12. By looking at the video that I posted on YouTube last week of these elevators, what can you tell about these elevators? They're either a new install, they're being modernized, or remodeled, or taped for the construction going on in this old building. This building and some of this hospital, and even UPMC Montefiore is being renovated right now. And, I think that this is a mod. I think this is a mod. Because this building's under renovation and these elevators are either a mod or a new install. They either have the old elevators and they've been modernized, or they ripped out the old elevators and put in these. I don't know what it is until I go in depth. In depth, it's a really big keyword. So next time I'm in this building, I'm going to kind of look around more in the lobby and up on one of the doctor floors. Okay? And next time. Okay? Ooh. Victoria loves Houghton and Otis. But how does Victoria love Houghton and Otis? Okay? If we look at picture 34, we can see the Victoria building elevators outside on one. Now, let me tell you guys something. This is the only building that does not have a freight car in it. That elevator on the left is a freight car, and it's public. Okay? Now take a look at the call station as well. That is a Houghton call station. But when you combine a Houghton randomly with another elevator company, what do you get? You get that. When you combine another elevator company with Houghton, you get. What do you get when you combine Houghton with an Otis? A Hottis. Houghton and Otis. Houghton, Otis. Hottis, and Otis. Hottis. Right? Crazy, huh? That's a funny elevator brand they are. But that is a Victoria building. And I'll tell you guys this. The only way to get in that building is to go to the first floor of Presbyterian. Get off the biomedical elevators and go down the conference room hallway. Cross that bridge. And you're in the lobby right away automatically when you walk in. Now, if you're to walk all the way down, you'd have a metal detector turnstiles. Which one would you go through, and why would they have them there? And why would you have to go through them? And, why do they even have metal turnstiles and metal detectors in that building when it's public? The turnstiles are for the employees, and the metal detector is to keep patients and visitors safe. 9/11. Okay? And we're going to talk about the security entries here in lesson 4, probably. Involving an S floor, too. Okay? All right, we're going to race an old Dover from the sound of a garage. This is where we come to the end of lesson 2 in chapter 1, and we get to the parking garage elevators in UPMC Presbyterian. And the overview of this lesson. Okay? We'll look at the pictures of, on the left, you'll see the Presby garage elevators, and on the right, you'll see the modifier garage elevator. Now, again, there's going to be a question like this, and here is, because you have to name one difference from the UPMC Presbyterian and modifier garage elevators. Okay, I can name one difference. One difference would be, one similarity would be they're Dover, right? But a difference would be that these ones are traction and not one in the modifier garage is hydro. 8 floors in the Presby garage, 5 floors in the modifier garage. Now we get to the touches. The touches are the fixtures in the inside, front, and door panel. The front panel and the door panel. Diamond pattern in the modifier garage, stainless steel in the Presby garage, and the Pioneer Institute garage. Those are the different. The touches are different. They're not the same. I don't expect them to be different, right? Right? I don't expect them because it's not the same place. It's the same. It's the same campus, but it's not the same place, right? So on the test, that should be easy. You can name the differences right off the bat because you're going to have the pictures, and you're going to be able to use the pictures on the test to help you. Okay? If I ever get back here again, I'll take some more pictures, and unfortunately, you'll be taking a really big test. If I can get to this place as soon as I can, in the next week or 2. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm not letting you guys know because I have to keep it a secret. Because of a certain elevator filmer. I'm not going to say any names, though. But I'm going to try and get back there soon. Okay? All right, so chapter 1, lesson 2 overview. What have we learned from this lesson? Well, we learned about Presbyterian. and how the elevators are different and how they're like and how they are different, right? Same with modifier. We learned about cab configurations. We've learned about ADA, right? Escalators, that they have escalators, right? Now, would it be helpful to use the pictures and notes from lesson 2 when we move on to lesson 3? Yes. It's helpful for me, but I don't know if it's helpful for you guys. You guys can let me know. And then, what's the main idea of this lesson? The Presbyterian Hospital and how they're like and how they're different, right? That's the main idea. Okay? Each of these have a main idea. And unfortunately, there will be a main idea for the whole chapter. It may not be easy to figure out, but you'll just have to do your best. Whatever you put down for the main idea for the whole chapter, I don't care. You may be right, you may be wrong. I don't care what you write down as long as you have an answer down, right? I'm more concerned about that than anything. Okay? All right. So that's it for chapter 1, lesson 2. We're going to move into Hospital War 1, Tug War. Probably on Saturday we'll get into this. Tug War. Tug War. It's war against the staff and the tugboats. This is going to be interesting, so you guys might want to have a lot more people watching this. Okay? Invite your friends. I don't care. Exciting. Huh? I better not hear anything saying, "Oh, this is so boring." I hear anything like that. Oh, I'm going to forward with you guys in private message. If you don't want to say anything insulting. Now about the Hospital War 1 lesson. Okay? Want to learn something about it, right? Want to learn about the hospital war, right? Against the staff and the tugboats. Okay. So I think we're done for today. We have to be done. We're now at the end of the live stream. Okay, Jonathan watched. Okay. We're now at the end, and I give you guys a big thanks for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow. Make sure you invite your friends, family. This is going to be a really interesting lesson about the hospital war for UPMC against tug wars and nurses and doctors and food service workers as well. Okay, in these elevators. So we have some vocab to learn too. So come tomorrow, same time. I don't know about the time. I don't know about the time, but come to the same place. Tug War, which is Hospital War 1 for the UPMC locations. These doctors and nurses and these food service workers in these elevators. Okay? All right, guys. Stay cool, and thanks for joining me for Chapter 1, Lesson 2.